Hi everyone, my name is John Thorson and I miss the arts. I miss being in concert, I miss being in plays and watching the energy and excitement of students participating in this important work and really just having fun. But you know what's awesome is our teachers and our students are still engaged in the fine arts. They're still producing drama work, they're still producing art with their hands, painting and drawing and playing violins and cellos and bass and other things. And this is an encapsulation of all the things we did in the fine arts in the middle school and upper school.
Hi, I'm Jessica Ford, and art to me is so many different things. I think for me personally, it's really the way that I get to experience the world and I get to make a name for myself and interact with the world around me. I have so many thoughts in my head so constantly and so moving, and if I didn't have the outlet that art provides for me, I think I'd probably explode with everything that's inside me, because I have writing, which is a really great outlet for me to try to understand the mind and people's perceptions and how to describe different walks of life and different ways to exist. And with acting, I get to be that, I get to see that, because there's nothing better than playing the character after you've written the character. And so I think art in just all its different forms is just a way for me to truly express all the different ways that the human condition can make us live and make us relate to one another and stuff like that. And so yeah, I think art is just a way for me to experience the world.
Okay, so art is another form of me. The way I see art is that it's like another me in this world. Because through my artworks, you can see what I believe, what I think, what I'm in favor of, or what I do not in favor of. And because art, the form of art is very interactive. So when people come and see my art, they will judge my art or discuss the ideas with their partners. So like I mentioned earlier, because it's another me, I feel like people are talking to me. So I think art makes me connecting with this world.
Sixth grade drama classes have spent this semester studying the life and works of William Shakespeare. We began by giving group research presentations and ending the year with performing scenes from Shakespeare's play, A Midsummer Night's Dream. The scene you're about to see is the play within the play performed by Mrs. Thompson's class. We hope you enjoy it.
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, the story that these lovers told."
"More strange than true. I never did believe these fairy stories. It was only their imagination. Oh, here come the lovers. Gentle friends, come now."
Dear Mighty Theseus, here's a list. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
A tedious, brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here.
I will hear this play. Bring them in, and I'll take your place. Let him approach.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man is Pyramus, if you know. And this beauteous lady is Thisbe. And this man presents a wall, that vile wall, where lovers are content to whisper through its crack. Whisper, whisper, whisper. And this man presenteth moonshine, for by moonshine did lovers think to be at Ninus's tomb there to woo. And this grisly beast,
Roar!
lion by its name, trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away.
Roar!
And as she fled, she did let her mantle fall. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall. He sees his trusty Thisbe's mantle stained.
No!
He bravely stabs himself. And Thisbe, tearing in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, lion,
Roar!
moonshine, wall, and lovers twain, at large discourse while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion will speak.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall that had in it a craned hole or crack, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often, very secretly.
Pyramus draws near the wall.
I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot, and thou wall, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine, show me thy crack to blink through with my eye. Thank thee, courteous wall, for what I see, no Thisbe I see. Oh wicked wall, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse back at him.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to come now.
O wall, often hast heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones.
I see a voice, and now unto the crack, so I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art? My love, I think?
Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover. Oh, kiss me through the hole in this vile wall.
I kissed the wall's hole, but not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straight away?
I come without delay.
And thus, being done, wall away doth go.
This is the silliest note that ever I heard.
Here come two noble beasts, a moon and a lion.
Young lady, you who fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, do not quake and tremble when lion doth roar. Then know that I, Snug the Joiner, am not really a lion at all. Roar!
A very gentle beast and of good conscience. Let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the moon represent. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put in the lantern. How else is he the man in the moon?
All that I have to tell you is that this lantern is the moon, and I the man in the moon.
Silence, here comes Thisbe.
Well, this is Little Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Roar!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, man.
But say, oh spite, what dreadful doll is here? How can it be? Thy mantle stained with blood? Approach ye, fairies, fates, crush, crush, calm, compound, and quiet.
Passion and death of a good friend could go near to make a man look sad.
Calm tears confound, a sword wound the breast of Hermes, that left breast hot to hot. Thus I die, thus. Now I am dead. Moon, take thy flight. Now die.
With the help of a surgeon, he may yet recover.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here comes Thisbe to end the play.
I hope she'll be brief.
She has spied him with those sweet eyes already.
Asleep, my love? Dead, my dove? O Pyramus, arise! Speak! Quite dumb. Dead. Oh, come, trusty sword. And farewell, friends. As Thisbe ends. Adieu.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
Hey, in the wall, too. Would it please you to see the epilogue?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your life needs no excuse. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Sweet friends, to bed!
Through this house give growing light, every elf and fairy sprite, sing this ditty after me and dance it trippingly.
Hand in hand with fairy grace will we sing and bless this place.
Chip away, make not stay, meet me all by the break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended, that you have yet but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weekend idle theme no more, yielding but a dream. Gentles do not reprehend, if you pardon we will mend, else Puck a liar call, so good night unto you all.
Thank you so much for watching our film performance of William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
I sent the nurse to fetch the news. Perchance she cannot meet him. Oh! Now, good sweet nurse. Oh Lord, why look'st thou sad?
I am a-weary. Give me leave a while. Whew. What haste! Can you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou art breathing? To say to me thou art out of breath, is thy news good or bad? Answer to that.
You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? Not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. He is not the flower of courtesy, Juliet, but I'll warrant him.
No, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. It beats as if it would fall in 20 pieces. My back. Oh, my back. Other side. Oh, my back. Oh. Assure your heart for sending me about.
I am sorry thou art not well. Sweet nurse. What says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman and a courteous. Where is your mother?
What, where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where would she be?
Have you got leave to go shrift today?
I have.
Well then, hie you to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays the husband to make you a wife. Go, out to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
Honest nurse, farewell.
Hiya, my name is Jessica Ford, and today I'll be reciting a poem for you called Pastel Pink Girl. My lover is pastel perfect pink, the purest form of person you could find. Profound in her prose and her poise, and she pops bubblegum words in my mouth, and for that I love her. Despite the fact that I am blank, blatant blue, and I lack the necessary hue to give my perfect pink lover what she needs me to.
Hi everyone, my name is Caroline Hicks, and today I will be reading a brief excerpt from my essay, The Den of Silence, which will be appearing in this year's forthcoming literary review. When I was in preschool, my teacher handed out little slips of paper with comments to describe us. One of the comments my teacher wrote said something that has always stayed with me. It read, "Your quiet laughter fills the room." But as I got older, people no longer noticed my quiet laughter. Instead, I began to get more and more criticism for being quiet in the classroom. The comments on my grade reports began to stop complimenting my intellect and instead said things like, "Caroline, you are really quiet in class. I sure wish you would speak up more. I know you have stuff to say." The issue was never that I didn't have anything to say or that I didn't have the confidence to speak up. I simply prefer being a listener. I enjoy observing and forming my own silent opinions on what I hear. I like being quiet. I think a lot of people carry the false opinion that when people are confident, they talk more. I believe it's the opposite. If other people were more confident in themselves, maybe they wouldn't feel the need to be so vocal all of the time or constantly voice their opinions at every opportunity. I have never felt a need to express my ideas when I don't deem it necessary or when I believe the people surrounding me aren't worthy of hearing them in the first place. I like keeping to myself, because in a sense, I am my own personal secret that I can reveal to those special to me. I felt this way as a child, and I still do now. Clearly, I have always been quiet. It's just me. I will say, however, that I didn't always like this part of myself. In fact, I hated it for a while. I would cry when people would refer to me as the quiet girl, or describe my whole existence as the silence that I seek shelter in. It was painful to hear because at the time, I didn't understand why people didn't want to put in the effort to actually get to know me. I wanted to be described as more than just quiet because I believed I was more than that. It was actually a book that helped me grow out of my self-hatred. One day, I was reading what is now one of my favorite books, John Green's Looking for Alaska, when I came across a quote that said, "I've always liked quiet people. You never know if they're dancing in a daydream or if they're carrying the weight of the world." Coming across this little piece of admiration made me feel a huge amount of appreciation because in this quote, I was noticed and my silence was worth writing about. Reading has always been a safe haven for me, and finding little pieces of myself in this author's words not only made me feel safe, but made me feel joy. Gradually, I began to accept myself. It took many days and many little moments like finding this quote to allow myself to grow to be content with my silence. But now I can breathe, and I no longer feel shame when I don't talk. Being quiet has made me forever grateful for those people who you can sit in silence with and have it not be awkward. The silence isn't a void, it's peaceful. Silence made me realize those who really care about me will take the time needed for me to open up to them. I have been lucky enough to find 2 best friends who don't consider me awkward at all, and who help to bring out the best in me. I have been lucky enough to have 2 great parents, who are also 2 very big introverts, who taught me to be proud of who I am. My dad in particular taught me lessons on how people are afraid of silence. He told me how they constantly feel the need to fill quiet space with mindless chatter, television, music, podcast, and any other means of talking you can think of. As I grow older, the validity of his statement becomes more true every day, but not for me. Sometimes when I drive home, I don't put on any music just so I can think. I don't avoid the silence, I relish in it.
Hi, my name is Nina Killian, and I'm reading an excerpt from my piece, The Word, which recounts a time when my grade school teacher read the N-word aloud in class from an assigned text. This excerpt is my reaction to hearing the word and the impact that it had on me. The full version will be in this year's upcoming lit review. My stomach feels as if it's going to fall out of my body as the air I was holding in my mouth escapes in a jagged breath. The time that I took to prepare myself to read the word did not prepare me to hear it come out of my teacher's mouth. I look up from the page to see the white faces of my classmates turn toward my brown, embarrassed face. I look around the room as their eyes burn holes into my skin and I start to fidget at my desk. I cross my arms and tuck a strand of my hair behind my ear, all while tapping my shoe repeatedly on the floor until I can't go any faster. When I look up, I see my teacher's face. She looks up at me, her pale cheeks beginning to flush before she drops her head back down to look at the pages of the book. My classmates and I follow suit, but my focus is no longer on the story. It felt like an hour had gone by at the time, but I'm sure now that it only lasted about 2 minutes. The chapter of the book goes on, the alternating voices of my classmates reading each page, barely audible behind the sound of my own thoughts. All I could think of was the feeling of everyone's eyes on me and what they might have been thinking when they heard the word "to." I occasionally look up at the pink digital clock hanging up on the tan cinder block wall, counting down the minutes until the class ends. I stare at my black Nikes and the white floors with blue and gold tiles in between each row of white. Then I hear the sound of the bell blaring into the classroom, and I shove my books into the small space left in my book bag and walk towards the door. Just before I can step out, I feel a warm hand on my wrist, and I spin around. I see my best friend's piercing blue eyes looking at me, and the concern on her face tells me what she's going to ask. "Hey, are you okay?" she says. "Oh, I'm fine," I tell her, plastering on a reassuring smile as we walk out of the door. I turn the corner into the bustling hallway, full of the rest of the middle schoolers who are walking out of their classes too. I look down the hallway as I walk to my next class, seeing an ocean of people who don't look like me with the word that my teacher read replaying over and over again in my brain. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ella Peters, and I will be reading Charlotte, which you can find in the 2020 edition of the Lit Review. Charlotte had been sitting in the bathtub for days. She was collapsing in on herself and keeping still when I looked at her, brooding about something, I'm sure. Sometimes, in the hours between my visits to the bathroom, she would move. Maybe it was shifting her body to the other side of the tub or moving in such a way that her weight was resting against the shower wall. Still, she never moved very far. I think even to traverse small distances, it took all the energy she had. I drowned Charlotte today. I felt this irritation at her stillness and at her seeming so despondent. I think that it was pity. I think I drowned her out of pity. And after I turned on the water, I watched her lose her footing. I didn't touch her, but edged her maybe towards the water, flailing more and more, one leg slipping into the drain, and soon enough, 8 legs until I couldn't see them anymore. I killed Charlotte today, and now I'm not quite so sure on why I did it.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Ureña. I will be reading Friendship Lost, and it'll be published in this year's Lit Review. I pack up my memories, reminiscing on the time we had. Time spent so well, yet time wasted nevertheless. I remember the beach, that fateful day we cemented our friendship, sturdy in the sand. A grand moat built around to ward off the waves. We thought we were safe, yet those waves tore us down. It started with a game. I ask you a truth, you do the same. A small rip was made. Next came a show of your strength. Your words slowly eroded me like acid rain. The small crack grew bigger, spreading its web of hurt, deceit, and pain, chugging on like a train. I grabbed needle and thread, tirelessly and hurriedly sewing, matching the colors as best I could, hoping to bring things back. Things were good again. The garment was fixed, looking as good as ever, or so I thought. Your little eggs hatched, beautifully evil moths emerged. Slowly and steadily, they ate away. It was an all-out war. I was surrounded. You were trying to burn me to the floor. Your moths infiltrated my castle. From the inside out, I was being devoured, and I didn't know how. You charged through the gate, breaking the sturdy doors that kept me safe. I was exposed, nowhere to go. As you held the sword at my weak and tired soul, your underlings' hunger disappeared. They had grown tired of their meal. A new meal was found, and you were the main course. Your reign of tyranny would soon come to an end. I rushed over, providing to your every need, but all you did was curse me away. The once beautiful garment was covered in ashes, ripped and tattered, an ugly monstrosity it was. The moths devoured you as I watched you screaming in pain. You couldn't escape, your efforts were vain. I now sit here wondering to myself, how could that happen? What had changed?
Hi, my name is Nyla Lavinia, and I'm going to be reading my poem, Shh. Someone once asked me, have you ever been told a secret? How was I supposed to answer? So I sat there, hearing my own ideas, humming my own thoughts. Someone once asked me, have you ever shared a secret? How was I supposed to answer? So I stood there, holding my own ideas, handling my own thoughts. Someone once asked me, "Have you ever had a secret?" How was I supposed to answer? Someone looked me in the eyes and said, "Help. Hear my secret. Help. Hide my secret. Hold my secret." Shh. How am I to answer? How do you want me to answer? Someone once asked me, "Shh. How do I answer you?" Shh. How do I answer? Shh. How do I? Shh. How do? Shh. How? Shh.
I am Jaquise. I am a normal navy blue roller bag, but I am beaten, abused, and forgotten. I am Jaquise. Despite all these things, there is one light in my life, a companion, a friend, a Jaquan, a normal navy blue water bottle. Jaquan may not look like much, but he is my friend, my everything. My everything was taken, stripped from me. He was put far away from me, a place I cannot reach, a place I can only see. I am once again alone, but no more. I will not sit back for any longer.
This is the Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. Young, hello, younger, hello, and youngest. Hello! Their mother told them to go make a difference in the world.
I believe in y'all. Go do something good.
They went to go get their materials to build their house. The youngest pig was very, very lazy, and he was their mother's favorite. So he was very lazy, and so he built his house out of straw.
This is so tiring. Finally.
Up came the big bad wolf. Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin.
So the big bad wolf huffed and puffed and blew the house down. That pig was never seen again. The younger little pig was a little bit smarter and built his house out of twigs.
Well, one day a big bad wolf came along. Little pig, let me in.
No, by the hairs of my chinny chin chin.
Then I'll huff and puff and blow your house down. That pig was never seen again.
The young pig was very smart, very hardworking, so he decided to build his house out of brick.
This will pay off. Finally.
Up came the big bad wolf. Little pig, let me in.
No.
So the big bad wolf, he huffed and puffed and blew, but nothing happened. So he huffed and puffed and blew, but his wind came back at him and threw him back into a tree.
And the little pig made the wolf as a carpet.
The end.
This is the story of the runaway pancake.
Once upon a time, there were two old ladies. Hi, I'm Agnes, and this is my dear old friend.
I'm Geraldine.
And they were cooking a pancake. But the pancake turned out so good, they couldn't decide whose it was.
What do you mean couldn't decide? It's obviously my pancake. I made the batter.
Geraldine, are you off your rocker? I flipped this pancake myself. It's mine.
So then things got a little heated.
Take this, Geraldine.
Pop! Take this, you bag of wrinkles. Pop, pop. But the pancake couldn't take it anymore, so it grew arms and legs. Pop, 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 and ran off into the deep, dark woods. Running in the woods, running in the deep, dark woods. There it ran into a fox that said,
Hi, pancake. I'll eat you for dinner. But the pancake was too smart for this, so he said,
I ran away from two old women, and I'll run away from you too.
And with that, he ran into a deep, dark alley.
Running in an alley, running in a deep, dark alley. There he ran straight smack into a sassy rabbit that said,
Hi, pancake. I'll eat you for breakfast with a side of carrots. But the pancake was too smart for this, so he said,
I ran away from two old women, one fox, and I'll run away from you too.
And with that, he ran into a deep, dark swamp.
Running in a swamp, running in a deep, dark swamp. There he ran into a big, fat crocodile that said,
Hey, pancake, what you up to?
And the pancake said, I ran away from two.
But this crocodile was very smart, probably even smarter than the pancake, so he came up with a trick.
Old women, one fox, one rabbit, and I'll run away from you too.
Hi, pancake. I'm a little hard of hearing. Can you say that a little bit louder, please?
I said I ran away from two old women, one fox, one rabbit, and I'll run away from you too.
Can you come a little bit closer?
I said I ran away from two.
And the crocodile ate the pancake right up. And the pancake was never seen again.
The end.
The Three Billy Goats Gruff, performed by Jonathan, Weston, and Reese. Once upon a time, there were three Billy Goats Gruff, and their names were Jeremy, Nathan, and Eli. Jeremy was small. He was also shy. Nathan was bigger, but still a little more confident. And Eli was the biggest of them all. He had the strongest muscle and was the most confident. And these three Billy Goat Gruffs just wanted to go to the hillside to get fat. Trit, trap, trit, trap, trit, trap. The goat didn't know that there was a troll waiting under the bridge. This troll was purple. He had warts everywhere. He had saliva coming all out of his mouth, and his teeth were razor sharp and yellow.
Who's that tripping over my bridge?
Why, it is me, the smallest Billy Goat Gruff, and I'm going to the hillside to get fat.
Now I'm going to gobble you up!
Oh no, scary.
Then the goat thought of an idea.
You should wait for the bigger Billy Goat Gruff to come, because they're yummier, juicier, and taste even more like chicken than I would.
Fine, the next Fatuati birthday so much like chicken. On with you!
Trit, trap, trit, trap, trit, trap.
Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap.
Who's that tripping over my bridge?
Oh, it is me, only the second Billy Goat Gruff, and I'm going to the hillside to get fat.
Now I'm going to gobble you up. The second Billy Goat Gruff, scared half to death, thought of an idea.
Ding. Oh no, don't eat me. Wait for the third Billy Goat Gruff to come. He tastes so much more like chicken.
Fine, next fancy whitey person tastes so much like chicken. On with you.
Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap.
The troll waited and waited, sitting on a moldy wooden stool under his bridge until he heard.
Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap.
There was a goat coming over the bridge. This goat was huge, and he could tell it would taste so much like chicken.
Who's that tripping over my bridge? It is me, the third Billy Goat Gruff, and I'm going to the hillside to get fat.
The troll then hopped out from under the bridge, got one good look at the goat before the goat poked him with his horn, slashed him in the side, kicked him with his hooves, and tossed him into the river, where he floated away, never to be seen again. The goats then all went to the hillside to get fat and live a happy life. The end.
Once upon a time, there was an old man and old woman who lived in the village of Naniwa.
They were a happy couple, except for one thing. They wanted a child.
And so, one day, they went to the temple and prayed for one. They said, "Please, God of mercy, give us a child, any child, even if it is as small as a thumb."
So, on one summer evening, a dark cloud came from the earth and whisked down to their house and dropped off a small parcel before returning. As the couple was closer, they realized it was a tiny boy.
The couple was very grateful, but they always worried whenever One-Inch Fellow went out to the marketplace. Because he was as small as a thumb, he could easily be squashed in a fight. But to the couple's great joy, he always came home from the marketplace.
Though the couple soon realized that their baby boy did not grow as normal babies do. Thus, they named him One-Inch Fellow, because he never grew more than 1 inch.
14 years passed, and One-Inch Fellow is now a young man. Honorable Father, I feel like I should go into the city.
And why is that, my son?
I feel like I should go and make a name for myself to bring honor to this family.
As you wish. And so, One-Inch Fellow was granted a needle as a sword, a chopstick wrapper as a sheath, a chopstick as an oar, and a simple as a boat. No son of mine shall live without a sword. Now go.
So One-Inch Fellow set off that morning, using his handy-dandy chopstick to steer through those waters. Along the way, there was a great big storm with big black clouds, and One-Inch Fellow had to use a lantern just to see. So then, as he continued rowing through this big storm, he found a bridge and had to wait under there until the storm had passed.
After the fog had cleared, One-Inch Fellow realized he had reached his destination, the great city of Kyoto. He happily rowed to shore. After a few minutes of walking through the city, he found a big golden house and thought to himself, this must belong to a great lord. He then happily walked up the steps. As he reached the final steps, 2 big doors opened up to reveal big black shoes.
"Hear me!" One-Inch Fellow yelled up at the man.
Huh? Who said that?
"It is I, a youth from Naniwa. I have come here to serve a great lord."
Huh?
The lord looked around, but still could not see anyone. So One-Inch Fellow tried again. "Here I am."
Yo! What's a tiny fellow? Who are you?
"My name is One-Inch Fellow, and I have come here from the town of Naniwa to serve a great lord."
Yo, I don't know what a little fellow like you could do.
"But you will never find another fellow like me on this earth."
Ah, I suppose you are right. You can work for me. And so, One-Inch Fellow began his working for the great lord of Kyoto. He never complained when doing his chores, but this attracted the great princess. She adored him so much that her father, the lord, had him be her bodyguard. On one certain pilgrimage, where he was her bodyguard, they ran into trouble when they were confronted by a big, mean, ugly, scary blue teeth were sharp and yellow, and his eyes were red, bloodshot.
Who are you? One-Inch Fellow asked the Oni. Do you know who I am? I'm the famous One-Inch Fellow who serves the great Lord of Kyoto. This is his only daughter. If you so much as come near her, beware.
The Oni laughed. Ha ha ha! I like to hear you talk, but that is enough. If you so much as bother me, I shall eat you up. And just as One-Inch Fellow predicted, the large Oni reached to the ground to try to pick him up. But One-Inch Fellow quickly scampered up his arms and onto his head. He then jabbed at his eyes. Ouch! That hurt! I respect you!
So then, as the Oni was running away, the princess opened her eyes to see what had happened.
Where's the Oni?
Do not worry, princess. I have chased him away with my sword.
Wait, what is that? A few feet away was a giant magical hand, coated with gold and had the craziest designs on it.
Oh, it's probably nothing. Let us go home.
Wait! I think it's a magical hammer. Maybe the Oni was just a god in disguise and maybe he dropped it.
How do you know it is such a wonderful gift?
I guess we shall see.
So then, One-Inch Fellow reached down, picked up the hammer, held it above his head, and squeaked, I guess I might like to be a little bit taller. And then threw the hammer down with a large thud as it hit the earth. And then One-Inch Fellow realized the ground was shrinking. No, he was growing taller.
The princess quickly ran over to a nearby bag and revealed a mirror. She then went back to One-Inch Fellow head turned so he himself could see the great transformation. Not only was he taller, he was a magnificent 6 feet.
News of the great hero spread throughout the kingdom and went to the awaiting ears of the emperor. He hastily summoned One-Inch Fellow upon him at once, and before 3 full moons had passed, One-Inch Fellow was now headed home with all his fancy new clothes.
Ooh.
Honorable mother, honorable father, I have returned.
It appears you have grown, my son.
Yes, father. One-Inch Fellow grins at his dad. They rejoiced that night. The end.
I have tried so hard to protect her from harm, from men like Hades, men like her father Zeus. I, as Persephone, was so young when taken, running away from him and him approaching me. I was lost, and I was alone. But from that loathed embrace, I got my Persephone. Taking and losing. The unending cycle I was powerless to break.
Antigone? Antigone!
It's Nene.
Antigone, where were you this morning? Nurse and I looked everywhere for you.
I was walking.
Antigone, where were you?
I couldn't see. So, I went for a walk in the garden. I like the garden. I like the garden because
It is peaceful, especially in the early hours. I walked all the way to the back gate, and I stood there for a long time. And then I walked through it.
Antigone!
I walked the fields all the way to the far hill. It isn't peaceful beyond the far hill, Ismene, no matter the hour.
Did you see him?
I saw all of them. And Ismene, we have to do something.
Antigone, just come home.
He is rotting, Ismene. Our brother has been left to rot in a field, left for the birds and dogs to devour. His soul will be condemned to unrest for eternity unless we do something. Ismene, we must bury Polynices. It is right under the law of God.
It is not right under the law of Thebes. Did you not hear what Uncle Creon said? Burial is forbidden.
Creon cannot forbid us from following the word of God or burying our own brother. Do you really think anyone or anything would stop him from burying Megarius?
If Creon catches us, he will have us killed.
He has no right to stop us, Ismene. The law of man is second to the law of God.
Antigone, think. Think of how our father died, his eyes put out by his own hand. And our mother, our dear mother Antigone, hanging in the doorway by a noose she made herself. She couldn't even look at us without a reminder of the shame that we came from the seed of her own son. And our brothers killed each other, Antigone. Let it end with them. Let the curse and the death end with them. We can honor Polynices in our prayers. Come home.
Go home? Fine. Go home, Ismene. Go home to your nurse and your coward's prayers. Turn your back on the memory of your father and your mother. Turn your back on Polynices. And certainly, turn your back on me. I am your sister no longer. Go home to your Uncle Creon. He is obviously the one you love.
Antigone!
I will bury him alone. For my crime of love and piety, I will rest by his side. I, sister who loved him.
Antigone! Please do not leave me!
I strain my voice but hear no reply, and I have searched through every meadow, through every field, every mountain and turn, and where has he taken her? Why is this happening? I have done all in my power to ensure that this moment could never happen. I have watched her, I have guarded her, I have sacrificed everything for her safety. I could not protect myself, but I was bound to shield her. Every day children go missing, and mothers are heartbroken. And I am no different. She was the only sunshine and warmth in my life. And she was taken from me. And if I can't have any warmth, then neither will anyone else. Not until my child is returned to me. Persephone!
About a month ago, some of those boys that work off the coast on one of those oil rigs took a house, and one of them was named Drew. And you see, the funny thing about Drew is that he looked so much like Bo. And I know I wasn't just seeing things, because Weebo noticed too. And they got real close. They'd go hunt or fish the bayou, and we'd have dinner, all three of us. It was real nice. Then Weebo had to run up to Shreveport for a week, and Drew kept coming around, and we'd go on walks or just sit and talk sometimes. And then I noticed something real strange. You see, Bo used to kind of tilt his head like this when he asked you a question, and one day Drew was asking me something, and he did the exact same thing. Whew, sent shivers down my spine, and that's when I knew I could share my most special place with him. You see, I got this special place that Bo used to take me to, and I ain't never been there before with anyone else, not even Weebo. About a mile from us, there's this dirt road, and you get to it, and there's this long line of the most beautiful trees you've ever seen, and big alleyway in between them. You think when you come to the end of it, it'll be something real neat, but all there is just this field. It's where a plantation burned down about 100 years ago. And when I was little, Bo used to take me there late at night, put me on his shoulders, and just run down the alleyway. Oh. When we got there last night, all the stars were out, and it was just like I was little again. But then I saw something. It was Weebo and all of his friends. Drew told them, and Weebo told Drew that I had this special place that I always went off to by myself, and he was just dying to know where it was. And see, Drew bet him $50 that he could find out all about it. And Weebo was so mad at me, kept yelling that I just cost him $50 and I was just another stupid tramp. And it wasn't just that. They'd all been drinking a while, I guess, and Weebo was real drunk, and he grabbed me by my arm and just started yelling, "You want to see what Drew could have ended up with?" He poured beer onto a napkin and grabbed my face and just started pouring and scrubbing, and my hair got all wet and my clothes were just full of beer, and all his friends started laughing, and then he said, "Now, Rudy, you gotta walk through the center of town just the way you are. I want everyone to know who the real Rudy Mallard is for once." So I walked home all full of beer, then I washed myself, took my kitchen money, and left. I had to. It was like my special place had burned down all over again.
Excuse me, is this chair taken?
Excuse me?
Is this taken?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, sorry. Is this chair taken?
No, it's not.
Would you mind if I sit here?
Yeah, I would.
Oh. Is this chair taken?
No, it's not.
Would you mind if I sit here?
No, go ahead.
Thanks. What's the book?
I was just gonna read it quiet, if you don't mind.
No, sure thing. What's the book?
The Sound of the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Have you read it?
No, but I've read about it. It's supposed to be great.
It is great.
What's the book?
The Sound of the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I read it in college.
Where was college?
I lied. I never went to college.
Where was college?
Harvard.
Woo!
My name is Bill, by the way.
I'm Betty.
Do you come in here a lot?
Why are you asking?
Just wondering.
Are you really interested, or do you just want to pick me up?
No, I'm really interested.
Maybe you're only interested for the sake of making small talk long enough to ask me back to your place. And then you're gonna confess that you've got a girlfriend named Stephanie who's away at medical school for a year. None of which interests me, mister.
Okay. Do you come in here a lot?
Every other day, I think.
You weren't waiting for someone that came in, were you?
Actually, I was.
Boyfriend?
Well, sort of.
What's a sort of boyfriend?
My husband.
You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
Just reading.
Sort of a sad occupation for a Friday night, isn't it?
You know, cappuccino, great literature, rainy night.
That only works in Paris.
Well, I'm a little short on plane fare tonight.
Darn it, me too.
Listen, I was headed to the movies after I finished the section. Do you want to come?
That sounds great, but...
Girlfriend?
Two, actually. One of them's pregnant, and Stephanie...
Girlfriend?
Sort of.
Well, what's a sort of girlfriend?
My mother. I just recently ended our relationship, actually.
Oh.
A rather long standing.
I'm sorry to hear it.
It's my first night out alone in a long time. I feel a little bit at sea, to tell the truth.
Listen, I was headed to the movies when I finished the section. Do you want to come?
Yeah, that sounds great. What's playing?
Early Woody Allen.
Oh,
You don't like Woody Allen?
sure, I like Woody Allen.
But
It's
you're
just,
not crazy about Woody Allen.
those early ones kind of get on my nerves.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was oh, sorry,
No,
sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that I was headed to the movies in a little
No
while.
way, so was I.
The Woody Allen Festival?
Just up the street.
Do you like the early ones?
I think anyone who doesn't ought to be run off the planet.
How many times have you seen Bananas?
8 times.
12. Did you have an Etch-a-Sketch as a child?
Yes. And do you like Brussels sprouts?
No. I think they're disgusting.
They are disgusting.
And children?
3 of them.
2 girls and a boy?
Harvard, Vassar, and Brown.
And will you love me?
Yes.
And cherish me forever?
Yes.
You used to want me to go to the movies?
Sure thing.
The waiting to go over is the worst. You want to talk to your man next to you, but you can't. The skin on your face, it's stretched so tight, you feel that if you speak, it'd split and peel away. And you're on your own. Completely. And do you know what I'd see when I do go over the top? A game of football. A bunch of assholes dribbling a football across no man's land. And the next regiment's attacking, and with their rifles shouldered, kicking a football. In midair, the ball disappears, and they start falling over. All of them. And then the machine guns, the Maxims, the bullets, they're all around me. Bees. A swarm of angry bees buzzing and racing past the ear. And Jimmy Doyle shouting at me, "We're the only 2 left, Michael." And then he's hit. And he goes down. And I'm running, and my lungs are bursting, and the din is diabolic. It's so loud, you can't hear it. You can only feel it. Feel the whole planet trembling. But I make it. I fall into Jerry's frontline trench. And I'm lying on top of something. I'm lying there trying to breathe. Lying on top of a dead man. Practically kissing him. I'm so close to him. And I look down and my uniform is soaking wet, covered in his blood. German blood. And then I see the gas creeping towards me, and I know I've lost my mask. Help me, Jesus. Where's my mask? Where's my mask? I'm going to die, but his mask is in his hand. And I reach over and pull it to my face and breathe the fresh, clean air, and I think to myself, I'm going to live. And then someone taps me on the shoulder and they stick their thumb up at me, and I stick my thumb back up at them, and then we make our way back down the trench. That is what it's like. That's what it's like.
Ta-da! The furniture. The furniture will be here by 5, they promised.
5? It's 5:30.
They'll be here, Paul. They're probably stuck in traffic.
And what about tonight? I've got a case in court tomorrow. Maybe we should check into a hotel.
We just checked out of a hotel, and I don't care if the furniture doesn't come. I'm sleeping in my apartment tonight.
Where? There's only room for 1 in the bathtub. No. Where's the bathtub?
There is no bathtub.
No bathtub?
There's a shower.
How am I gonna take a bath?
You won't take a bath. You'll take a shower.
I don't like showers, I like baths. Corey, how am I gonna take a bath?
You'll lie down in the shower and hang your feet into the sink. I'm sorry there's no bathtub, Paul.
Boy, of all the nights, it's freezing in here. Isn't there any heat?
Of course there's heat. We have a radiator.
The radiator's the coldest thing in the room.
Okay, well, it's probably just the boiler. It's probably on the whole building.
It was warm coming up the stairs. See? It's warm out here.
Maybe it's just because the apartment's empty.
The hall's empty too, but it's warm out there.
It'll all be fine once I get a fire going.
I'll call the landlord.
He's not home.
Where is he?
He's in Florida. Look, there's a handyman that comes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, so you mean we'll freeze Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays?
He'll be here in the morning.
And what about tonight? I've got a case in court in the morning.
Will you stop saying it like you always have a case in the court in the morning? This is your first one, Paul.
Then what do we do?
The furniture will be here. And in the meantime, I can make a fire and you can sprawl out with your law books like Abraham Lincoln.
Was that supposed to be funny?
No, it was supposed to be nasty. It just came out funny. What are you doing?
I'm checking to see if the windows are closed.
They're closed. I looked.
Then why is it windy in here?
I don't feel a draft.
I didn't say draft, I said wind.
Don't have to get sarcastic.
I'm not getting sarcastic, I'm getting chapped lips.
How could there be wind in a closed room?
How's this for an answer? There's a hole in the skylight.
Gee, I didn't see that before, did you?
I didn't see the apartment before.
All right, Paul, don't get upset. I'm sure it'll be fixed and we can plug it up with something for tonight.
How? How? That's 20 feet high. You'd have to fly over in a plane and drop something in.
It's only for one night, and it's not even that cold.
In February. Do you know what it's like at 3 o'clock in the morning? In February, ice cold freezing.
It's not gonna be freezing. Look, I called the Weather Bureau and they said it's gonna be cloudy with a light.
What? What? A light what?
Snow.
Snow? It's gonna snow tonight? In here?
They're wrong as often as they're right.
I'm gonna be shoveling snow in my own living room.
It's a little hole, Paul.
With these winds, it could blow 6-foot drifts in the bathroom. Honestly, Corey, I don't see how you can be so calm about all this.
Well, what is it you want me to do?
Go to pieces like me. It's only natural.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep. No more. And by asleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye. There's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all.
Lendl! Lendl! Lendl!
Damn, what's wrong? What's the matter? What? What's the matter?
All the love I gave I want it back. Now!
I don't understand.
I've got yours in the car.
What?
All the love you gave me, I've got it in the car.
What are you talking about?
I don't want it anymore.
Why?
I've made a decision. We're done.
What?
We're done. I've decided. And so, all the love you gave me, I'm giving it back.
Gail.
I've got yours in the car. I can get it for you, or you can go get it.
I don't want it. I don't need it.
Well, under the circumstances, it doesn't seem right for me to keep it, so I'm gonna give it back.
What circumstances? I don't understand what... Gail!
I told you, I'm getting all the love you gave me, and I'm giving it back to you.
Well, I'm not sure I want it. I don't need it. Whoa, need help?
Nope, I got it. It's fine. Here you go.
And this is...
All the love you gave me?
Wow! That's a lot.
Yeah.
Whole lot.
Yeah.
What the heck am I gonna do with all this? I mean, I don't know if I even have room.
Well, I guess you have to find a place for it, won't you? And now, it only seems fair for you to give me mine back because I want it back, Lendl. So please, go get it.
What, but... Oh, okay.
What is this?
It's all the love you gave me.
That is not... Lendl, is that all I gave you?
It's all I could find.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gail, what is going on here?
I told you, we're done!
Why do you keep saying that?
Because when I asked you if you ever thought we'd get married, when I asked you that, you got so quiet. And everybody said that right there should have told me everything.
Everybody who?
Marvelyn!
Marvelyn said that? Like she's an expert?
Yes, she said that how quiet you got was all I need to know. And she's right. You don't love me.
But no.
So I've tried to make you love me by giving you every bit of love I've had. And now I don't have any love for me left. And that's not good for a person. So I want all of my love back so I can bring it with me.
Where are you going?
I need to get away from things.
What things? There aren't any things in this town to get away from.
Yes, there are. You!
Me?
Yes, you are the things in this town I need to get away from because I need to think and start over. And so all the love I gave you, I want it back in case I need it because I can't very well go around giving your love because that is all I have right now is the love you gave me. And I can't very well go around giving your love to other guys because that just doesn't seem right.
There are other guys?
No, not yet at least, but I'm assuming there will be.
Gail.
So now that I know you're not ready for what comes next for people who've been together for quite a long time, I think we're gonna be done.
Why, Gail?
So how about we just return the love we gave each other and call it even? Oh geez, I'm cruel, Lendl. Is this really all I gave you? I mean, I thought, what kind of person am I if this is all the love I gave you? No. No. I know I gave you more than that, Lendl. Did you lose it?
No, Gail.
Did you lose it, Lendl? Because I know you gave you more than this. And I think you're pulling something on me. And this is really not a good time to be pulling something on me.
I'm not pulling something on you, Gail. I wouldn't do that to you. Just, I think, gosh, maybe you should just take what you came for and I guess I'll see you later.
Lendl? Lendl, what is this?
It's a ring, Gail.
What?
It's a ring.
What? This is not. Lendl, is this a ring? A ring that you give to someone you've been with for quite a long time when you want to let them know you're ready for what comes next for people who've been together for quite a long time?
Yup.
Oh, Lendl.